Well, I'm very honoured to be talking to Charmeyne, to Nana Williams. So there's a double banger for you. So tell me what you do, because you do a lot of amazing things.
So we have a company that was established as a result of a personal journey. My husband suffered a brain injury in 2002. He was a boxer. He's in a super heavyweight. So he suffered a brain injury as a result of boxing and ended up being an elite, going from an elite athlete to being quadriplegic and non-verbal.
How old was he?
27. Yeah. And our babies were only 8 months old at the time. And we just lost our son a month previous to that. So it was a lot of, you know how amazing things come out of tragedy. So it was what we discovered when we went through that whole process of trying to stay together as a family and be supported by the organisations that we thought were meant to support us. There was just such a huge struggle, and so it wasn't an easy road, you know. And for me, that's, I mean, I think I'm kind of smart, you know. It was hard for me to navigate my way through it, let alone whānau that, you know, could get intimidated by the whole process. So what happened was my husband was sexually abused by a caregiver recruited by a company, and he's the first person with his level of disability to go through a legal recourse. She got off on about technicality. They didn't know how to interview Peter because he was non-verbal. So, you know, it was a lot of groundbreaking stuff. And as a result, we set up our company called Whatever It Takes. So our kaupapa is around supporting whānau to live at home. The care,
but to do that safely.
Exactly,
and to be properly cared for.
That's right. But it's more a whānau order philosophy. So what are the aspirational goals as a whānau, not the individual. You know, a lot of emphasis is placed on the individual with the injury or the disability. But our philosophy is based around supporting the whole whānau to support that person, because at the end of the day that's all they've got left. So we want to make sure that that family is able to continue functioning without all the stress. We try to alleviate the stress that's associated with trying to care for someone that's 24/7, manage a family, go to work, you know, all those sorts of things. So
really difficult. So that's how you came to be working with Dame Tariana Turi.
And so she was the Minister of Disability, and whānau order and disability issues, and she asked me to be one of her whānau order champions. So
she thinks you're fabulous.
Oh, she's fabulous. She's, you know, she is my mentor. She's just an amazing woman with so much authenticity and, you know, mana. I love her.
So it's been a pretty difficult journey for you.
It has been, but you know, I've worked in some amazing industries. Actually, I used to work across the road at Trade New Zealand Trade Enterprise.
They've got a nice building.
You know, have. You know, worked in television and sport, but by far, working with whānau with disabilities is just, it inspires me.
So tell me about the difficulties of doing that. I mean, you know, they've got, especially a lot of the caregivers are women.
Yeah.
So they're women. Yeah. They're Maori. Yeah. That intersection of those things, we're dealing with disabilities here. So it's quite a complex multiplicity of identities, which really creates a lot of barriers. Yeah,
you know, the biggest barrier, I believe, is that we don't recognise the value that, you know, these people bring to looking after our people. I mean, someone can get the same amount of that hourly rate packing shelves at a grocery store as someone that's looking after somebody that's quadriplegic, non-verbal, really complex, you know. So in my mind it's like, what does that say about how we see our whānau and the people that we need to be caring for? Our model is a kaupapa Māori model of care, so the philosophies are really applicable to any culture. So we've got a lot of Filipino nurses that work for us, Māori, Pacific Island. They all resonate with our model.
So actually, in terms of your staff base at the moment, what proportion of them are super diverse? They're Māori, Pacifica, Asian, not born here. Is that like 60% of your staff?
Exactly, yeah.
So this is really interesting because the whole balance between minorities and majorities is changing.
Yeah. And you know, I find that our minority groups have such a, you know, they see things so differently, yet we see things very similarly as well, you know, particularly in terms of our philosophies.
Yeah, understood. And actually we walked a pretty similar journey. I mean, that's partly why I brought SUPERdiverse WOMEN together.
I think this is fantastic.
Well, it's just that, you know, when I talk to all of these SUPERdiverse women, we walk the same journey. I mean, it's just harder. Because, you know, our experience is different, our road is different, people treat us differently.
But I think it's also, I mean, you know, I've been asked to be part of a lot of groups, and I'm not really a networker in the sense that, you know, you can go to some of these things and it's just people show ponying, and I'm not, that's not me. And when Tali said it was yourself, I thought, oh no, she's cool. You know, it's like young girls, they always look up to women that they admire or whatever. And you know, I've always admired the work that you've done. And so when Dame Tali, you know, mentioned this, I thought, oh yeah. And then I looked at the emails and the type of people, and I thought, actually, no, this is cool. I'm liking this. You know,
these are not show ponies.
No, exactly.
These are people who are walking the talk and doing it.
And that's what I saw.
And so, do you find that people find it really quite difficult to understand how hard it is for whānau?
You know what I find is at a kind of senior management level, when I'm dealing with other corporate organisations, when I'm dealing with, you know, funders. People underestimate me.
Yeah, understood.
That's what I find. Which, in some respects,
they think, what's this girl want?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who's this brown girl?
Yeah, right.
What would you know? And you know, some of the comments that have been made to me, you know, and in my mind I think, well, that's fine, underestimate me, but you know,
or you say to yourself, okay, well, I just have to put up with this to do what I want to do.
And you know what they say? Like when I'm really honest and I'm blunt, they start calling me a crazy woman. You know, we've been bullied by huge corporate organisations that actually, you know, were trying to take over a company, and really made it like it actually impacted on us to the extent that we lost $10 million in revenue over a 3-month period.
Okay.
And what they were saying was
you need some legal advice for that, you know.
Well, what happened was they were saying that we were high risk because they didn't like our Māori model.
Right.
And we're saying, well, this is a Māori clinical model. It may not be your mainstream clinical model, but it's our Māori model. Anyway, we just
it's
had
a Māori model for whānau.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's not even like you're purporting to act for Pākehā.
Yeah.
I mean, your client base is whānau.
Exactly.
Right.
But what they did is they told these families that we were high risk. They told the funders that we were high risk. It impacted.
Oh dear.
We just completed a national certification audit.
Right, understood.
And they came back and told us we were one of the top 3 performing organisations in Australasia, ahead of all these corporate organisations.
Wow.
You know?
It's hard though, Charmeyne, because it just means that we always need to work that much harder.
Exactly.
You know, and a lot of people say to me, oh, you've made it now, why don't you just rest on your laurels? People like us can't rest on our laurels.
No.
You know, I'd love to. Let's go and goof off at the beach, Charmeyne, you and I. I don't think we can, because people are always going to say, oh, what have you done recently? Aren't you just a girl?
Well, you know, one of the bits of information that came through, because we went through the the OIA, official information, under the OIA, we asked for information between these organisations and the funders. And so what came, there were comments in there like, I went away on a holiday, and there was a comment, oh, she's gone away on a holiday. Oh. You know what I mean? Speaking of holiday.
Okay, all right. Well, you know, you do have to take a break. But I know, what you're saying is people always think the worst of what you've done. No one gives you the benefit of the doubt. See, I understand your journey. It's like, you know, why is that? And then you say, okay, well, are they just like that to me? Are they really like this to everybody? And you know, it's sometimes it's quite lonely.
And my whole way of dealing with the process is you know, part of our power is around being whakapono, you know, being honest. Pono tika aroha, being honest. Pono tika, doing it the right way, and aroha, being, you know, doing it with the best intentions, exactly with love. And so, you know, when I'm trying to have these conversations with these men who run these organisations, they're just not interested. Yeah,
sometimes it's not just men though. Sometimes it's women too. It can be really difficult. And so, you know, being true to yourself is all very well, but it comes at a very high cost for us, actually.
And just being honest, you know? I just want people to be honest. I don't care if it's good or bad.
Tell me how it is. That's right. And that's why you get done what you get done. So, look, in terms of then being here for other people who go through this, I mean, what do you think this group can do?
Well, you know, it's like a sisterhood, eh? You know?
Well, do you like looking through the membership list?
Yeah, I did.
It made me feel very strong because, you know, people, I'm just thinking, well, actually, it's not true. There's lots of us out there. And actually, I sent out the email and a whole bunch of women have come back and said, hey, this is cool, let's do it. I don't think there's a single person who said, no, what's this for? Everyone said about time.
You know the thing that I think about, because I've been trying to identify a mentor for a long time, and then Tali said to me, you don't need a mentor.
Well, she's really
She is my mentor, But you know, like someone to stimulate me, you know. And when I looked at this, I thought, actually, you know, I want
There'll
to
be
be able
heaps of women
exactly someone that can relate to me as a mother. You know, in terms of managing my kids.
As a woman, as a Māori, you know, somebody who's walked a different ethnic and cultural path. What is it you want to achieve next with Whatever It Takes?
So what we're doing now is trying to globalise our company. So having worked at Trade New Zealand, I've got quite a good idea about, you know, what would be the best way to do it. So the way that our approach is going to be around an accreditation process and working alongside an organisation called CAF. So they have an internationally recognised accreditation certification. They don't have a cultural framework to work alongside, so it's very mainstream. So they're interested in working with us to develop their cultural framework, which will be a Māori framework. You know, same principles, different application.
Absolutely.
So that's our goal, and then also looking at how we can apply our model.
So actually, it's culturally appropriate health delivery. That's what you do, really.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying is the one size fits all just didn't fit.
Exactly.
It didn't work for your husband.
That's
and
right.
what you're wanting is something that's actually better custom made for whānau. Because actually, what you're saying is that, you know, sometimes the race thing makes everything a bit harder, you know, and so it's race, it's disabilities, sometimes it's gender as well, it just makes it all a bit hard.
But you know, mainstream love it though, eh? Like they want a piece of it, they're like, we want to be
good,
treated like that too. We want a service that looks, you know, can awhi us and give us aroha and look after us.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, everyone has a culture. Everyone has an ethnicity. So, you know, as I say, diversity is not a colour and it's not a gender. It's a mindset, really. It's just that I think there hasn't been enough inclusion of, you know, other people who don't fit the norm. That's all.
Well, one of the other things we've done is we've developed a trust called the Whatever It Takes Trust. And so, because I'm so passionate about our young woman, we've developed this program called Mana Wahine Mana Whānau. So it's all about developing our young women. We've got our babies, we've got our rangatahi. We've got our rangatahi transitioning into being adults.
Are you fluent in the real?
No, not fluent.
Still, your pronunciation's very good.
Oh, yeah, well, I'd like trying to become fluent again.
Stay. So ultimately, what do you think we can do? Can we get some of your young women in? Can we bring them to the launch? Can we let them see some of these other women leaders?
I've got so many, not just within my organisation, but within my networks that are, you know, amazing Māori and Pacific Island.
We should invite them all to the launch. I think that'd be really, really important.
Well, and you know, we're workers, so if you need any help with anything, you know, we're more than happy to just help out and, you know, help out with any administrative thing, anything, you know.
All right, well, that would be great. And I really think that you should also be speaking at the launch, because I think your story is an important one. But is there anything else that you want to say, finally, in terms of your journey and how difficult it? Oh, well, tell me about living in Auckland. How have you found it? I mean, it's a very unique place. It's very, you know, bicultural, multicultural. How have you found it?
Look, I mean, I'm not actually from Auckland. I moved up here and met Peter. So, I mean, look, you know, I'm kind of at that point now where I'm trying to dial it back a little bit.
Sure, understood.
So my whānau's from the Bay of Islands, so I've just bought a place up there so that we can kind of go back there. But I think the thing for me is, I think it was one last thing to say, I mean, the thing for me is, you know, if at the end of all of this, my girls, because I've got twin daughters, turn around and they say to me, Mum, you've been an amazing role model, you know, all the things that you've taught us, all the places that you've taken us, have helped us to become amazing, you know, the future leaders for our people, then I feel like I've done my job as a parent and as a mentor, you know. For me, at the end of the day, there's no point helping everyone else's family if my priority is not my own.
I really agree with that. You've got to do what you can do, and then you die. But actually, a lot of what you leave on this earth are your children.
Yes.
And so that's important. So tell me about your children.
Oh, they're amazing. So only my twins, because my son passed away, but they were 3 months pre-me, and one was only given 2 days to live. But
you're so little, you're so tiny. How did you manage to get them out?
They were the 8th pair of twins in my family. There's been 12. I've got 12 now. But you know, look, they were only 8 months old when their dad had the accident, so they don't know him any other way. But they have such an empathy for people.
Yeah, understood.
My whole philosophy is to educate them. They need to understand the real world. So I've taken them to Cambodia, I've taken them to Vietnam, you know, we were involved with the Queen of the Akalani Trust in Hawaii. You know, I believe that in order for them to become, you know, really knowledgeable. They need to understand about everybody's struggle, you know. Who knew about the Khmer Rouge? Well, my kids do now.
Yeah, they
you
do.
know.
And it's pretty icky.
It is, you know, and to talk to families that are directly impacted by that regime was, you know, so educational for them. So, you know, you know, I wouldn't say they're high achievers. 14.
Oh.
Yeah.
My son's almost 14.
Really?
That's a very, very yummy age.
Oh.
Yeah, they're lovely.
They're so different.
Yeah.
But they're so protective of their dad.
Yeah.
They're protective of their papa, of their nanas, you know. So when Peter had his accident, he was in Timaru and our girls were only young. I couldn't look after them, so my parents and my grandparents looked after them for 3 or 4 months.
Oh, Charmeyne, you've really just had such a difficult journey. But you see, it really has been the making of you. If you hadn't gone down this path, you wouldn't be doing this work.
No.
And I guess you'd just be working at a corporate somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably still over there at Trade New Zealand, wanting to be a trade commissioner somewhere.
Yeah, well, you know. And you could have done that. I'm sure you would have done it very well.
Well, I just got offered a role when Peter had his accident, and he was qualifying for the Olympics. So the plan was to go and live in the States.
Oh wow. Okay. So and then there was Plan B.
And then
Or maybe it was Plan Z.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did anyone help you during that difficult time?
My family were amazing.
It's always
my
fun.
friends.
Yeah, it's always fun.
But it was interesting though, because Peter coming from a Samoan family, you know, it was the cultural differences were.
So how does it work with the, you know, Samoan, Maori? Pretty close? No, very different. Really
so
different.
in these situations, and I've seen it as well going through this journey with work.
Sure.
There's lots of tension, you know, and you know what I realise now is it's trauma.
Sure.
It's the way that people respond to that loss. You know. At the time, I just thought it was people being horrible to me, but now I realise that it's not that. So part of my role now I see is more around mentoring families to try and understand that it's just part of the grieving process.
Sure, understood.
But they all need each other. So, you know, it's been a while, but now, you know, we've been able to come together as a family, which has been amazing.
Great.
But you know, sometimes it's hard to repair some of those bridges, and again, that's what I try and talk to our families about. You know, don't bite your nose to spite your face. You know, because you may need that support somewhere down the line. And only 3% of relationships survive an acquired injury. So, you know,
you're one of the 3%.
One of the 3%.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing, isn't it? Yeah. Well, thank you very much,
Charmeyne. Thank you.